Sometimes they say a decade of change can happen in a week. Well, what if it all happened in a single day? What if I told you that last Tuesday, with zero coordination, the entire foundation of the internet just shifted? That the building blocks for a completely new kind of web, a new kind of economy, all launched within hours of each other? Okay, let's get into this, because what just happened is about to change, well, everything. And this quote, it really gets to the heart of what we're talking about. For all the chatter about AI agents and what they can do, the real story, the one flying way under the radar, is that the internet itself is literally splitting in two. We're getting a brand new layer, not for you and me, but for machines. I mean, just look at this timeline. It is staggering. This wasn't some coordinated launch. These companies didn't send out a joint press release. They didn't have to. They all saw the exact same future coming, and they independently shipped the critical pieces for it on the very same day. This isn't a prediction. It's not a 5-year plan. This stuff is live right now. So let's talk about what this all means. We're about to meet some new economic actors. All this new infrastructure enables a massive shift from AI as just a helpful little assistant to AI as an autonomous economic player. No, we are not talking about a smarter chatbot. We're talking about software that can earn money, spend money, and get things done in the digital world, all by itself. And this recent explosion in interest isn't just hype. You can see from the graph, for years, the idea of AI agents was kind of academic, right? Just a flat line. But that spike you see at the end, that is a direct result of the foundational pieces we just talked about finally clicking into place. The tools to build real, working agents are finally here for everyone. Okay, so let's be super clear about what we mean by agentic AI. Forget the AI you're used to, where you give it a prompt and it gives you an answer. An agent is different. You don't give it a prompt like, what's the weather? You give it a goal, like, hey, plan my entire weekend trip based on good weather. It then has to figure out all the steps, use whatever tools it needs, and see that whole plan through to the end, on its own. And this, right here, perfectly illustrates the shift. For the last 30 years, we've been the ones doing the work, right? Clicking through websites, filling out forms, taking action. But in this new agentic web, we delegate the outcome. We just tell our agent, book me the best flight to Tokyo for next month, and it handles the entire messy process. We're not the operators anymore. We're the directors. All right, let's look at the toolkit. To be a real player in the economy, an agent needs 3 basic things, right? It needs a way to pay for stuff, it needs a way to see and understand the world around it, and it needs a place to actually do its work. Well, last Tuesday, it got all 3. First up, agents need money. Coinbase's agentic wallets give them their own crypto wallets, but these are built for code, not for people. They use this new standard called X402. Think of it like a special payment language just for machines. So now an agent can pay for an API call, rent some server time, or even pay another agent, all without a human ever having to click approve. Second, agents have to be able to read the web. Most websites are designed for our eyeballs, which is a total mess for an AI. So Cloudflare, which handles something like 20% of the entire internet, just flipped a switch. Now, any site on their network can automatically serve up a clean, perfectly structured, machine-readable version of itself to an AI. Just like that, a huge chunk of the web became an open book for these new agents. And finally, agents need a place to do their thing. OpenAI's new shell tools give them just that, a persistent, self-contained environment. The best way to think about it is like giving an agent its own little workshop in the cloud. It's a space where it can write code, install software, run complex jobs, and actually get things done. So what happens when you combine these 3 things, money, sensors, and a workshop? You get something completely new. You get a real, functioning machine-to-machine economy. This is a world where your next customer might not be a person. Your next customer could literally be a piece of software. And if you're thinking this all sounds like some distant, far-off future, think again. That machine payment protocol we just talked about, it has already processed over 50 million transactions. This isn't a beta test. The machine economy is already here. It's already running. And the scale of what's coming, it's just breathtaking. A recent report from Huawei projects the AI agent industry could become a $10 trillion market. That's trillion with a T. If you're looking for the next big wave, this is it. We are standing on the ground floor of an entirely new economic reality. So how does this change the way business works online? Well, think about this. Agents don't watch ads. They don't have consumer attention to sell to advertisers. They operate on pure, direct value. If an agent needs a piece of data, they'll just pay for it. This could be the beginning of the end for the attention economy and the dawn of a new transaction economy. So, what does this world actually look like? Well, imagine DeFi agents rebalancing your crypto portfolio 24/7 while you sleep. Imagine agents that create digital art and then go sell it on a marketplace to other agents. Or get this, software that earns enough money doing tasks to pay for its own server costs, becoming truly self-sustaining. This is the world that just got unlocked. Okay, so let's get to the most important question here. What does this mean for you, for your job, for your business? In this new world, the choice is pretty simple. And honestly, it's a decision of survival. You either learn to orchestrate these agents, or you will eventually be competing against them. And let me tell you, that's not a race you're going to win. But here's the paradox, the really counterintuitive part. It's becoming incredibly easy to build one of these agents. Coinbase has demos where you can spin up a fully functional agent with its own wallet in less than 5 minutes. And when setup gets that easy, when it becomes that commoditized, the value of just configuring an agent goes to zero. The money isn't in the setup anymore. So where is the value? Where's the opportunity? It's right here. The new high-value skill isn't using the tool, it's orchestrating a system of tools. Your new job description is basically conductor of an AI orchestra. You're not playing the violin anymore. You're directing all the violins, cellos, and trumpets to create a complex, beautiful result. Let's just lay it out side by side so it's perfectly clear. The old value, the thing that is rapidly becoming worthless, is the manual setup of a single agent. The new value, where fortunes are going to be made, is in designing and managing entire teams of agents that work together to achieve big, complex goals. It's about systems thinking, not just button pushing. That's the real market opportunity right in front of us. So I'll just leave you with this. The agent web is not coming. It's not a trend to keep an eye on. It's shipped. It's here. The biggest infrastructure companies on the planet have already placed their bets. So the only real question left is, are you going to build for this new reality, or are you going to wait and be forced to react to it?